class, this is section 8.7 video, but in this video we're going to start with looking at the homework that you did for chapter 8.6. Here is the homework assignment from page 455, numbers 1 through 12. If you will get that assignment out and check your answers and see how you did. You want to follow the formulas that you learned from 8.6. So in number 1 there, you have a sector. So 60 over 360 times 36 pi. Number 2 is a sector. Number 3 is a sector. Number 4 is a segment. Please put me on pause when you need to change your answers and correct them. So 4 is a segment. 5 is the whole circle minus a segment. 6 is your annulus. 7 is an annulus. 8 is part of an annulus, so that one was kind of tricky. Number 9, you were given the area and you had to solve for the radius. So write your equation, then solve for r. And then here are the solutions for 10, 11, and 12. So 10 is an annulus, but again, you were given the area, you had to solve for r. And then 11 and 12. If you still have questions over this work, then you may ask me in class. Okay, so let's talk about section 8.7. We are going to be doing surface area, of our three-dimensional shapes. So you have cutouts of all the shapes that we are going to talk about. Notice that there are two examples here. So in this first one, it is a prism because the top and the bottom are the same. So if you're going to find the area of a prism, you find the area of the bases, which I will call big B, and there are two of them, and then the area of the lateral faces. So think about if you were to lay it flat, just like the figure was before you cut it out and made it into a prism. So our surface area, we're going to call it surface area instead of just area because it's three-dimensional. So we have two bases, so I'm going to say 2 big B plus our lateral area. So B is the area.
Maggie Humphreys to Ms. Quintero's office, please.
Of whatever the base figure is. So in this case, the base is a regular polygon. It could be a triangle base. It could be a rectangular base. You need to use your area formulas that you learned in the first 5 sections and then find the area of the base and then add to it the lateral area. Now look at the lateral face in this picture. They are all rectangles. So the rectangles, you will just take the perimeter times the height. So the lateral area will be the perimeter times the height. Okay, so that will be the surface area of your prisms. The second picture here is a pyramid. The pyramid has one base, and the lateral faces are triangles. So our surface area is going to be the area of the base plus the lateral area. Our B is still the area of the base, or big B, And our lateral area is still going to be the perimeter times the area of the triangle. So that will be 1/2 the perimeter times what we're going to call the slant height. Okay, so let's go up and read what we have written here. So in lesson 8.3, you calculate the surface areas of walls and roofs, but not all building surfaces are rectangular. How would you calculate the amount of glass necessary to cover a pyramid-shaped building, or the number of tiles needed to cover a cone-shaped roof? So in this lesson, you learn how to find the surface areas of prisms, pyramids, cylinders, and cones. So the prism and pyramid we've talked about. The cylinder will be just like the prism, but our bases will be circular, and the cone will be just like the pyramid, except for the base is again a circle. So the surface area of each of these solids is the sum of the areas of all the faces. Okay, so identify the bases and then identify the lateral faces. So here are the steps. Draw and label each face of the solid as if you cut it apart and then lay it flat, which you now have done that with some examples for prisms and pyramids. Calculate the area of each base. If some bases are identical, you only need to find the area of one and then multiply it by how many you have. And then find the total area of all the faces. Okay, so let's look at an example. This is a rectangular prism. Okay, so the base is a rectangle. And then the lateral faces are rectangles. So you have to pick which side you want to be your base and then find the areas. So they took the bases to be the 8x6, the top and the bottom, and then we have front side, back side. So you add all of those up and you get 180 meters squared. So here's your formula. 2 times the area of the base plus the lateral surface area. So if our base is 48,
Ms. Hayden needs to see Lucy Lorton, Camille Palladino, Presley Farmer, Caitlin Sexton, Jen Barlow Cox, Ashley Miller, Quinn Fergandy, Edith McKinney, Jack Henderson, please.
okay, so here we go with a cylinder. Again, you're going to treat it like it is a prism. So our prism formula times the area of the base plus the lateral area. Our base is a circle. The radius of this circle is 5. So I'm going to put the area formula in here, pi r squared plus the lateral area. So our lateral area, if it is a cylinder, is going to be 2 pi r times the height. So the perimeter is the circumference times the height. So now we just have to fill in our information. So 2 pi times 5 squared plus 2 pi times 5 times the height, which is 12. So 25 times 2 is 50 pi. 60 times 2 is 120 pi, for a total of 170 pi inches squared. So this is the formula for the surface area of a cylinder. I believe the next slide is going to give us a visual. They multiplied through by the pi, so that's an approximate answer. Okay, so now we're going to look at a pyramid. We need to talk about the slant height, which I referred to in the formula. So the slant height is from the peak of the pyramid to the midpoint of the side, and that is called the slant height. Okay? So make sure you know what the slant height is. Okay, so there's an example, an investigation there, surface area of a regular pyramid, if you'd like to look at that. There's a cone. Okay, so let's review our formulas. We have a prism. These you need to get into your notes. Surface area of a prism is 2 times the area of the base plus the lateral area, which means 2 times the area of the base figure plus the perimeter times the height. If it is a cylinder, it's still a prism, so we're still going to use 2 times big B times the lateral area, which will be 2 times pi r squared, plus the perimeter, which is 2 pi r times the height. If it is a pyramid, our surface area is 1 area of the base plus the lateral area. So if it's a pyramid, it's going to be the area of the base figure. Depending on what the base is, you use whatever formula you have already learned. Plus the lateral area is going to be 1/2 of the perimeter times slant height. If it is a cone, we're going to follow that same formula, big B plus L times A, that our big B is going to be pi r squared because that's an area of the circle. Our perimeter is circumference to 2 pi r times the slant height. These 2's cancel, so I get pi r squared plus pi r L. So these problems are difficult.
C. Presley Farmer, Lucy Lorton, Camille Palladino, and Caitlin Sexton, please.
So take your time when working them. Think about what the area of your base is. Think about what the perimeter would be. And then think about what the height or the slant height would be of your figure. Use your cutouts that you've got to help you visualize. And I'll see you in class on Monday.